This is the weekly forecast reading for the 27th of June to the 3rd of July. We start at love and partnerships and then we move on to the general forecast. First card that comes up in love and partnerships is the worth waiting for card. On the card it says divine timing is at work in your love life. This is for your partnerships, your relationships, and close one-on-one relationships specifically, I think, this time. And this card is speaking about something you have been wanting or waiting for to happen in a partnership or relationship, or even a partnership or relationship to happen. This has been a long wait. This hasn't been a short wait. It's been a long wait. And finally, that something is now going to appear. I think quite suddenly. I don't think it's as if there was a slow build up to it. There's something that's suddenly going to appear in your partnerships and relationships, or somebody is going to appear, or a partnership or relationship might suddenly be cemented in some way. There's some suddenness about this. I think it's not all that surprising because Mars has turned direct on the 27th, or is turning direct on the 27th. And even though it is fairly slow to take up good forward movement again, that forward movement is going to push something. Something is going to come into being in your partnerships and relationships. The second card that comes up says, sometimes the heart sees what the eyes cannot. The feeling I get from this card is, you may not at first recognize that that partnership or relationship is there in front of you, or is now what you were wishing and waiting and wanting is actually manifesting. But you're going to get a feeling, and you may not be able to identify that feeling at first, but that's what it's about. That wish for somebody, a partner, if that's what you've been wishing for, will suddenly be there. And at first you may not consciously recognize this, but on some level you're aware of something happening. Pay attention to that feeling, because that's telling you what you've been waiting for. It has arrived. And if you're in a partnership or relationship and you're wanting something to happen within it, whether it's you want some aspect of it to change or your partner to do something with you, whatever it is, suddenly that's going to come into being. And at first you may not even recognize that it is happening. But pay attention to a gut feeling you're having, some kind of slightly, I want to call it a discomfort, but it's not, because it's not a bad discomfort, it's a good discomfort kind of feeling. It's telling you what you wanted is happening. Pay attention. Now, the general forecast reading is very similar, because that first card that comes up says you're about to head into unknown territory. And I love this card. In the corner there you can see these two dragon eyes peering out from this dark cave. And what this card says is, you're quite unprepared for where you are heading. And it could be a little nerve-wracking. You could feel nervous because it's totally unknown territory. And it's not without its challenges, put it this way. But if you keep your wits about you and you keep a level mind, you could find this very exhilarating and exciting. So bear that in mind. This is not, it can be scary, but scary in a good way. This is good kind of scary. So it's the same type of vibe, the same type of energy that your relationship reading has. But it will require that you keep your wits about you. And if you do, and you head off into this unknown territory, and this is going to be different for everybody, different aspects of your life. It could be in your working life. It could be something new that you're trying out, a new hobby, a new passion, whatever. This is unfamiliar territory. Even if you think you're heading into territory you know, you're going to be, I want to say surprised, but you might get a little bit of a small fright as to, oh, whoa, wait a minute, this is not what I thought I was getting into. But keep in mind, it has potential for very exciting developments. Keep your wits about you, though. The next card that comes up says that there are positive changes on the way and the difficult times have come to an end. Not forever. We don't grow without difficulties. We don't grow without challenge. You know how you build muscle? You take weights, you run, you cycle, whatever. It is challenging. That's how you build muscle. Well, that's life as well. But this card is saying a certain cycle of difficulty has now come to a conclusion. And the result of this is going to be positive change. So remember that. There's good positive change coming up now. Now your guidance cards, the first one says choice. You're in control of the choices set before you. What's coming up now is you are going to have a say in what happens. The astrological alignments of the past few months have basically given us very few choices. We've had to go through whatever was put on our plates, and we had very small amount of freedom of choice. Now you are getting more freedom of choice. You get to choose what happens next. So always remember with that as well. When you get to choose, make really good decisions for yourself, okay? Make decisions that will make your life much better. And remember that now you have freedom of choice. And then the final card that comes up is the new moon or promise card. That's quite interesting because I think we have a new moon on the 4th of July, don't we? This is obviously a nice new moon, this one, because this card is saying there is promise coming with this new moon. So even though it might feel up to that time as if you're going into that dragon's lair and you're having to make choices and decisions, and it could be a bit scary and exciting and exhilarating, the end result is a promise of good stuff coming your way. It's that as that sun breaks through in the early morning and the sky is still a bit dark, but you know it's going to be a beautiful sunny day and that little new moon hangs in the sky. It's that kind of feeling. And understand that the challenges that come up now lead to exhilaration and fun and great new things in the future, and that there is promise with that new moon. Look at that and know there's good stuff coming this time. Okay? So that is your weekly reading for the 27th of June to the 3rd of July. If you would like a personal reading so you can get a little bit more or a lot more info onto what this new moon will bring you and what choices are going to be placed in front of you, then contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you very much for watching and listening.
Random, a thing of the past, you know it should be. Taking a piece of your mind, it's only I see. And on the past they say, I gotta lead us through this one more day. Oh, and on the past they say, I gotta lead us through this one more day. Change your mind, 'cause beauty is always perfection. Change your mind, 'cause if you sit too long you'll stand. Change your mind, 'cause beauty is always perfection. Change your mind, change your mind. Don't stop now, 'cause we'll live out here in the new years. Don't stop now, 'cause we'll live out here in the new years. Don't stop now, 'cause we'll live out here in the new years. So hold on the phone till they call. There's nothing to lose.